Hi, how is everyone? With everything going on, I hope and pray that things change for the better. Sorry, I look like Naruto right now. Toad. Let's put it this way. Black lives matter. Until their lives matter, all lives can't. I will reiterate that for the beginning. Now, we're going to prepare for a pendulum, like Jay Lee said, a pendulum that's going to come back. And we already had the president hiding in a bunker. But can you really call that a president, though? No. Look, I just got this today too. Not today, but I'm just wearing it today. But from that distraction, let's prepare not to be distracted. We got to keep this up. It's more than just one black life. And if you only posted for one black life, you're missing the point. The point is the whole injustice system, the racial, systematic racism, not only in criminal justice system, but the way we act towards each other as human beings. Like, for example, when a white woman grasps her purse around a black man or a black person, those little actions right there, that's racism. And you're taught that. It can be unlearned too. Get to know people, get to know their names, get to know their history, share history. Those who are protesting, they're doing really, really well. And I will cheer them on. And here's how I'm trying to help. I'm spreading awareness by history. Things that happen in history too. I think the whitewashed history, as it's called, it has failed us. Definitely schools have failed to learn it. I took a class in Pfeiffer on the civil rights movement and learned quite a lot. And how that still exists, the racism, the hatred because of your skin color, that still exists. And we have to own it, and we have to, come on, let people apologize for it at least. Come on. The least people can do is apologize, but you gotta do more than just give the minimum amount. You have to really believe in it. Like I do. Black Lives Matter. I stood up to my parents over and over and over again. And I'm willing, and I'm definitely willing to let my parents go off on their own and me go in one direction. And I've chosen that. But I gained so much more back. I gained more of a family than I ever have. So sacrifice what you can. You'll get karma will come back. And karma will reward those who do the right thing. It's human rights. We can't let the police brutality win. We can't let them get by with it. With a failed system. They have to serve their time. And people that have friends in high places, yeah, they'll get off. Because they use those connections, they shouldn't be allowed to use them. Only those that are innocent. And that's another subject too that's included in this. There's a lot of people who was in jail for nothing. They didn't do anything, and then just because they were black, just because they look like someone else, that's racial profiling. The system wasn't broken, it was built on it. Let's get real. It was built on this. It was built to oppress black people because they were treated like vermin. They were treated like slaves. They were slaves, which they shouldn't have been in the beginning with, because they're human beings, for one. And two, any white mentality think they own people? Get the hell away from me. You don't own me. You don't own anybody. Nobody's a slave. Capiche? Capiche? Got it. I don't care. I don't have that many followers anyway. If I lose followers, I gain more back. That ain't an issue to me. I don't base my who I am off of that. I have a soul, and I want to keep my soul, and I want to keep doing good. So screw you, racist. Screw you. And screw you, Nazis. I know every German ain't Nazi. It's just the ones who think they're superior just because they look like a certain way, and because they have ideals that are so dictatorous. Oh, I made up that word. So disgusting, disturbing. People are human beings. Black people, Asians, whites, Caucasians, same thing. Native Americans, we're all humans. And we have a chance to stand up for our fellow human beings. And yet a lot of us rather keep our white privilege than actually be fair and just and true. What Lady Liberty used to stand up for. What America thought they were standing up for. America was never great. Let's be honest. It was built off of Native Americans and blacks. It was based off of demeaning another people. And it's time to make America not just great, but full of diversity. The potential is astronomical. The potential to be superior, not superior than everyone, but to be amazing, spectacular, tremendous. To rise above hate, to rise above racism, to include a lot of people. And some people who get mad over petty little games on the internet that aren't getting so pissed off like I am over big issues. Look at yourself. Look at yourself for a minute. What's the thing to actually get mad at? It ain't a stupid game on Facebook, on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. It's to get mad at injustice itself. Real life issues. That's the thing to get mad about. That's the thing to actually fight. Being petty is not going to help us this time. Or next time or the next. Being petty is what we're losing this fight. This is more than just one person. This is more than George Floyd. More than beyond Breonna. This has been going on for ages and ages and needs to stop. I have a friend who happens to be a police officer, and she is a wonderful human being, and she just happens to be a black person. She's a human being. We may look different, but she's like one of the best people I've known. There's some, actually we'll stand behind the good ones who actually stand up. We've seen some good cops stand up, but we need to do more. We need to stand up to each other face to face and call each other out. I've always done that. I've been able to bully because I'm very opinionated. But I'm rather to take the bullets and stand up. Even if I have to stand up alone. Like here. There's a quote from The Lion King where there's two different types of lions. They look different. But Kiara says something. She says, "Dad, look at them. They are us. What differences do you see? We're a human race. Yeah, we got differences in skin color and where we come from. But we're all part of the human race." And people don't see that. People want to be superior to someone else. They want to have that privilege thrown in front of people. Rich, poor, don't matter. We bleed. We bleed the same. I'm telling you. Don't do the bare minimum. It isn't okay. You have to have your heart in it. And I'm not going to bully anyone to do it. But just think about it. It's easy to say they should go home. It's over. But it isn't. Y'all need to learn the history. The systematic racism's been here for ages, and it still is. We've seen police brutality. We've seen it firsthand. And even against peaceful protesters. Even a person walking from the grocery store got hit by a rubber bullet. And those things shouldn't even be used anyway. I probably prefer water over that. Seriously. Excessive force ain't going to get you. It's talking. Listening. That's what America has a problem with. Listening to one another. Not stopping and saying, projecting yourself into it. Just listen. I have issues too with listening. I admit my problems before I point out everyone else's. I'm not perfect, but no one should be bringing up the history of George Floyd. It doesn't matter his history. He should never have been killed in the first place. I mean, bringing up the history is like deflecting, which I hate deflecting. Focus on the issue. And some are bringing up, on Facebook, someone brought up the programs and stuff. We're not talking about the programs. We're talking about justice and the justice system. Systematic racism and racism and the little acts we do. Don't deflect. Face it. And realize it exists. If you don't, it can cost people their lives. This is actually a serious... To those who don't think it's serious at all, this is actually serious. Grow up. Even teenagers understand that sometimes better than adults do. And I'm proud of the teenagers who are doing this, who are standing up. And just keep it on. Keep the pressure on. We can't flake out. When we can make the change, we can be on the right side of history. We can make a difference, not just one voice, but all of us collectively together. It does start with one voice. It starts with one action. And collectively, all together, we can do this. Changes are happening. Changes should happen. And I do request y'all to sign up, vote. Because we can't stand 4 more years of this shit. We can't. We can't tolerate it. This is America. We, the people, we can do this. We can end this. And we can fight. Using our voices, using our right to vote. There's people, even women, who fought for their right to vote. And then y'all not using that voice, not using it, that's like slashing all of their work, hard work. That's like spitting on the ancestors who fought to get you your right to vote. So register. Or don't complain, or just shut up about big issues. Because if you don't vote, you have no right to voice an opinion. You don't. Now, exceptions are kids that are too young to vote. They can have an opinion. It's those that are 18 and older that can vote and choose not to. Yeah, you substituted your right for a voice to be heard. You did. Let's be real. Vote so you can complain. Vote so all of this so we can change all this mess that we're in. We need to change things for our fellow human beings. For one. And I'm going to cut it a little short today. Because we can do this. We can. We will. We got the voice collectively. We can do anything. It even starts with one person. Even one person's voice can change history. A lot of times it has. So I'll cut it off for right now. Ciao for now, peeps.